Hi Leo, and welcome to your mid-month reading. We've made it to November, you guys. One more month, and we can be done with this. We can fully close this chapter out. Definitely communicate with me in the comment section below as far as like how this year has been for you, how the past 30 days have been, even the start of November. If you watched the monthly reading, how much of it resonated, how much of it you're still working through. Just let me know, because I don't want you guys to ever feel like you're alone in this, or like I don't care. I really want to grow this family, and I really want all of us to do the necessary healing we need to do so that we can all ascend and raise the vibration of this planet, have more peace on earth. But just as a gentle reminder before I get started, this is for anybody that has their sun, moon, rising, midheaven, and or their Venus in the sign of Leo. However, if you're just curious and you happened upon this video, there's a message in here for you, so hang tight so that you can hear what you need. Okay, I'm using a new deck. It's called the Fountain Tarot deck. Some of you guys might be familiar with it. It has a little holographic properties within it, and in the cards too, just beautiful illustrations. Let me show you. So as far as like your signifying energy coming into the mid-month, you guys, you always have to do things with a bang, huh? You have the Tower card. Now the cruise that hounds you at this time or is keeping you bound, you have the Four of Wands. What's real about the situation you're going through or energy you might be feeling, you have the Seven of Coins. But what's wrong about the situation, you have the Eight of Coins. Okay, now where you need more information, what came up for you guys was the Two of Cups. And then finally, by the end of the month, where you will find yourself energetically, or what you can do to overcome these energies or situations, right? You have the Queen of Swords. Do note the Queen of Swords came up in the where you need more information position for the sign of Aries. So you guys might be dealing with an Aries at this time, or have some Aries placements within your natal chart that needs some tending to at this time. Okay, bottom of the deck, also first card, you have the Four of Swords. What I'm getting is that communication might be tied up, and that's something you can absolutely expect. So don't allow for yourself or this person, if you're cross-watching, to get frustrated because things aren't going as planned, right? With this Tower card here, things are toppling over. You had a different idea as far as the way that you wanted to build this structure being your business, structure being platonic relationships you've been trying to work on, business partnerships, as far as a potential physical object if you're inventing something, or as far as like a romantic relationship. Because in traditional tarot, as many know, the Four of Wands can speak of like a divine union of soulmates or twin flames, and building like that family unit up. Also, because the number 4 does correspond to Cancer's house, right, which speaks about the home one comes from and the home one is trying to build. So again, I feel like some of you guys are getting frustrated because things aren't really necessarily going as planned. You're trying to cultivate something, okay, but all the pieces, what's wrong with the situation, they're not fitting together as you need them to. I also get the idea of like sacred geometry. Maybe some of you guys are trying to learn more about that and what that means for you at this time, which is really like the basis for all things, how you take both masculine or male aspects of something, integrate it with female aspects of something to make a cohesive piece, right? To be unified, Also learning about patterns of things. Maybe you're trying to learn more about your own patterns, your own behavioral patterns, and how they keep putting you in a place where you're close, but it's not complete, You only can get but so far, and then you're having to get to a point where you're rebuilding here. And maybe it's has to do with matters of the heart, how you're expressing love, how you are receptive even of love from other people. Are you potentially looking for love in all the wrong places? That might that might be where you need more information, you know? Are you trying to hold back in communicating how deeply you feel about someone here, right? Because after the Two of Cups, again, you have the Queen of Swords, and she's the type of woman that has seen it all and has done it all, that has been hurt, and so she will build, whether consciously or unconsciously, a wall of defense, you know, and be very detached by way of expressing emotion. You know, this is somebody that's not really emotional, but it's a defense mechanism. You know, you want somebody to truly understand you for who you are, yet you have a hard time with allowing them into your heart space or your heart center, again, because you're not trying to get to a place where you're back up at the top here and things are just like falling apart after you give your all or after you invest so much, you know? I'm definitely getting that. Some of you guys would do well in a romantic relationship. I feel like for a lot of Leos, you guys are always searching for that like perfect partner. Again, like trying to make the puzzle piece fit. Something about perfection here. Nothing's ever perfect. Find the complement. Okay, that's very imperative that you find the person that complements you. You know, everybody has their faults. Everybody has their certain way also of doing things, but it's learning how to work with that person, learning how to compromise when necessary. I'm also seeing that here with the Seven of Coins, you know, being open to suggestions, being open to the advice that maybe this person's trying to give you, or however way you get the advice. You guys sometimes feel like if it's not coming from you, it's not the correct information, so you're just going to continue to do what you feel is right, although it might not necessarily be right. Again, that can be a behavioral pattern that you have to look into and that you have to break. But for some of you, your work and your money is not going well because it's like you feel like you have to have that together before you find the right person to fall in love with and to really build with. And I don't think that that's going to work for some of you, okay? Some of you, yes. That's just like your steez and you do better when you're independent and you're working alone. But some people work better in love, and it's sometimes not until you find your mate, like the person that you want to marry here, with this Four of Wands energy, the person that you're really wanting to build with, right? It's sometimes not until you meet that wife or you meet your husband that you really fall in alignment with your purpose and you're able to just exceed your expectations, and that's when all the money comes in. So yeah, sorry, that's what I'm getting for some of you, because the Queen of Swords can also be a businesswoman, somebody that is business minded. Okay, somebody that has very good reasoning skills, also very witty, just brilliant with the intellect. If this is not another person, then by the end of the month you can expect that your thoughts are heightened, you know. You're putting yourself in a space where you can more clearly organize your thoughts, and where your thoughts are also coming from your heart center, you know. They're more positive thoughts. They're more in alignment with you lions. As much as you don't want to admit it, you guys do often wear your heart on your sleeve. So that might also be where you need to get more information. Don't do that too much until you know that the other person's equally invested here. But I feel like for some of you guys, you're really wanting this soulmate love, but you just might be going about it the wrong way. Your thoughts about the way that it should look and or feel at this time isn't completely right. Or again, this is something that you're kind of hush-hush about. You kind of just want to keep it cool, calm, and collected, and kind of bury the depths of your heart behind, again, the facade of feeling like you are nonchalant and unbothered when really you care deeply. And it's like you want to express this to this person. Don't wait for them to say it first if that's what you're waiting on. The twos are reciprocal energy always, because by the time that you're ready to attract something into your life, it's also ready to come into your life. So you can't have a fear here in expressing how you feel. I don't see this going wrong for you guys. I feel like it's going to do a lot, especially with this Four of Swords, as far as being able to like calm your nerves. I'm hearing it's not as bad as you think. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be, right? That's that energy there. So yeah, if you guys are not falling back, you're definitely falling forward by the end of the month here with this Queen of Swords energy. If you feel like you've been putting in enough work and you're just not seeing it come together, you feel like definitely you've done a lot. In a relationship, it's really hard to say like you've done more, but it's like evident that, you know, you always try to make time for the person. You've always tried to like consider them and like set up a date with that person, and then they just like don't hit you back. There's always like an excuse here. Some of you guys definitely need to stop trying to make excuses for why things aren't working or the other person. But if you feel like that's kind of like the case, then stop pouring into things that like aren't reciprocal here with this Two of Cups energy, and definitely fall back. I mean, you guys should know what to do if like you feel in your heart that what I'm saying is not in alignment with what you're experiencing. Like I'm like all about forgiveness and all about love, but you know that there is no love being felt in the situation that you're in, then I mean you should know on a subconscious level, if not on a conscious level, that that's not a situation that you should be in, and you can move accordingly so that you can start to be more in alignment with what it is that I'm saying and what it is that you really hope to have come into your life, what it is that you want to be working on, okay? But with this Tower card here, I do just want to warn you guys that if you don't take the necessary steps, the universe is going to step in, because typically that's what happens when the Tower card comes up. You haven't done enough, and so the universe will shove you to do something, to make a move, to be more action oriented if you haven't been, okay? If you've been feeling a little bit more lazy and a little bit more reserved. I don't want to necessarily say confused with this Seven of Coins energy, but definitely getting to a point where you're a little too comfortable with what you have, that you might not necessarily appreciate what you have, then yeah, that Tower card it's gonna sting a little bit, okay? So just be careful with that energy. But again, it's doing nothing but creating a vacuum for you to really speak from your heart what it is that you want, what it is that you need, or to get you to appreciate what it is that you already have, to be more grateful for it, okay? As far as your chakras are concerned, just work on that heart chakra, your root chakra, your sense of security and confidence, and your third eye crown, okay? But if what I said did resonate, definitely give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, and do subscribe for more.